Don't fade me, bro. This is the WeWin Sports Podcast.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the WeWin Sports Podcast. It's NBA playoff time, and I love betting player over-unders. In fact, this very second, Anthony Davis just got to his 27th point. I thought they might pull him. That was my big bet of the day. Today, we'll give you 30-second rants, and we'll give you our two best bets of the week. But first, let's come in hot with a Mike the Mouth rant. Mikey, what do you got for us? Go.
Well, I'm red hot to end the year here in the NBA, which is pretty good. The Dallas Mavericks are just crushed Sacramento in the 10-9 game. And the only thing I'm worried about is they might actually make the playoffs, and I might lose $2,000 to Woodley because I made the bet that if they both made the playoffs, they would go farther than the Lakers. That was before Kyrie went down, of course, and every other person on the Dallas Mavericks team went down for like a month and a half. So, they look pretty good.
Mike, that was a very undisciplined rant. Cantu, you got a rant for us?
Yeah. So I decided I was going to sit home, watch the Masters, get a little golf in. Well, I noticed I started on Saturday and I had Corey Connors at, 28-1 or something like that. And I was like, okay, he's in third place and I'm really into it. But I started noticing that I don't know many of the golfers like I used to ever since they all went over to live. And it just isn't as fun. And then I was really into it. I got a guy like surging up. All of a sudden I realized I'm asleep and the Masters was over on Saturday. So that wasn't good. Then I watched Sunday and I'm like, okay, my guy's in it. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Like Rory McIlroy, what a choke job that was this weekend. Good Lord. He had 4 double bogeys and still win. I mean, it was
first player in golf history to ever do that, by the way.
I know. I mean, it was so hard to watch. In fact, I just noticed I was laughing the whole time, and I shouldn't be laughing at the golfers. I guess congrats, you won, but it was ugly.
Well, okay. So I was really rooting for McIlroy badly because, I don't know. I watched the tour, and I've been rooting for him to get that green jacket for a long time, and he's choked quite a bit, and he choked. Yeah. There were some inexplicable shots. Mike Matusow was on the stream with us, and he's like, I could have hit that shot 20 yards across the creek.
That fucking eagle putt, the eagle putt from 4 foot that he missed.
There's no fucking way you could hit those shots.
Really? You don't think I would have made the one? You think I wouldn't have made that putt to win the Masters on the 18th from 4 foot away that he missed by that he pulled it by 3 feet? Come on. Somebody put out a tweet that was amazing. It said, I just witnessed the 2 worst shots in golf history, followed by the 2 best shots in golf history, all in a 2-hour period.
Yeah,
let me tell you something, boys. If you're Phil Hellmuth, you could hit that shot. But let me tell you something. That was a tough shot to hit. And he didn't make it. But he had the second chance, and he did make it. And so he became Phil Hellmuth at the 17-time champion. At the end of the day, it's tough. It ain't easy.
No, Jay. I'm used to watching Tiger Woods. I watch Tiger Woods on Sunday. He doesn't miss any of that shit. Let me tell you, Tiger Woods is cold as a cucumber. It was just beautiful to watch.
The two shots he made on the playoff hole was amazing. Come on.
Tell me the last time you've been Tiger Woods, Cantu.
Oh, yeah. I stopped golfing, so I wouldn't have to prove that to myself.
I just want to stop that right now. But my point is, when you're at that level at McIlroy, and what he did was amazing, and it was very difficult. And Phil Hellmuth has had that pressure.
Here's the funny thing, Jay
there's
White.
not many people that can do that.
Here's the funny thing. Mike the Mouth Matusow is known for his blow-ups. Okay. So Mike would blow up just like McIlroy, but then Mike would play great and get back in it. Then he'd blow up and play great. Yep. So of all people to hate McIlroy's performance, somehow Mike the Matusow.
I had plus 350 for $1,000 on McIlroy, and I led by 4 going to the 13th hole. And basically I was in the live betting, literally after he laid up, right? And he was 86 yards away. in the live betting, he was 15 to fucking 1. 15 to 1.
Yeah.
And then he takes an 86-yard wedge shot and just says, here, hold my beer. Click right into the water. So he laid up to stay out of the water, clicks it into the water, and then it's everybody's tied, and then he's got the thing won, and I'm just glad he won because, like, I was like, oh, I've got to get off my bet and lay off $1,000 at after he grenaded the 18th in regulation. But you know what I said? I said to myself, what he did on day one when he grenaded 4 strokes in the last like 3 holes and then he bounced back to go 6 under on day 2, and that's why I bet him, because I'm like, the media was just trashing him for blowing those 4 strokes on day 1, and then when he comes back and shoots 6 under, so I said, you know what? Every time he's had adversity in this tournament, he's bounced back. I'm like, maybe he'll have a good playoff hole, and then when Rose hit those 2 bombs, and then he said, hold my beer, here's 2 bigger bombs. That was pretty impressive.
Listen, he was like Cantu in the World Series last year. Cantu came back. He came to 30th. He was a beast mode. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. I mean, he was an animal. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you got to give McIlroy credit on what he did.
No, I do. I did.
I'll tell you, it was amazing to see his talent. I mean, you could see the talent, how quick he would just like blow everybody away, and then he would just give it right back. But I mean, it was
the one
good.
thing I did notice, the one thing I do agree with, and I'll give Justin Rose a lot of credit. He's like, I struck the ball better than anybody this week. He goes, it's unfortunate my putter went cold on Saturday, which it really did.
He knew he couldn't beat him. He knew he couldn't beat him.
I mean, if Rose didn't miss like 6-foot putts on Saturday, he probably would have won it going away. I mean, Rose really played great.
But Mike, that's like saying if Rory didn't have 4 double bogeys, he would have won by 8 strokes.
But what I'm saying is Rose never had any of those. Like, he just missed putts on Saturday. It was staggering, actually. But then, that shows a heart, man. The guy comes back. He missed all those putts on Saturday and then comes back for 6 under for a low round or 7 under.
Hey, you got to have respect for him.
Rose played great, man.
Well, you got to have respect for Rory, though.
I'm going to wonder how many majors McIlroy's going to win now. It's been 11 years since he won a major.
It's amazing.
I think he got too mechanical in his swing. I watch a lot of golf. I think some of these guys, they get mechanical. I saw poker players do it too, where they got away from their talent and they said, we're going to just use math.
I agree with you.
Or whatever. I think that the Negreanu did a little bit of that, and now he's back playing the way he plays with his own talent. And but I'm going to say McIlroy was doing that to me, and I was listening to them talk about the fact that he got back to his feels. Yeah, they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was pretty good. Okay, listen, Woodley, guys, Woodley's not here. Jason White's here to substitute. Brandon Cantu is a 2-time World Series poker winner and has a World Poker Tour title as well. Cantu always has spicy takes. Mike the Mouth Matusow is a 4-time World Series of poker winner. Mike knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us combined. Our special guest, Jason motherfucking White. Jay? Now, that's what Michael Jordan calls him. That's what Denny Jason knows a lot of superstars. They all call him Jason motherfucking White. That's his nickname. And Jason has been in NASCAR races. He's been a part of our group. He's been a part of the coverage. He's been on Poker Go a bunch. We all love Jason White. Jason White, coming to you first. Give us your number 1 bet of the week. Can be in any sport you want.
I love. There's two bets, and I said this on my other buddy's podcast. Is LeBron? I love Lakers, and I love Steph Curry because both those guys are friends of mine, and I believe in both of them. So I think both those guys are going to go on for the basketball. As far as racings, this week, Larson, Denny Hamlin, they're the best. But they're not racing this weekend. But
give us a bet, Jay White. What do you like? Give us who do you like?
Right. For Xfinity, you got to go. I mean, the 7, the 7 car, Ryan C, either one. But for
What price can you find him at? He's usually at around 20 to 1. I've given him a few times just because I've been to his races.
He's
18 to 1.
You're giving us Ryan Sieg at 18 to 1, Jay White?
Yeah, that's what I think. And I'm just a friendship doing it. I don't know anything.
Love it. Well, Jason, you I saw you on your earlier podcast. You picked the Lakers because you said LeBron's a nice guy. You picked the Warriors because you said Steph Curry's a nice guy.
Well, they're both nice guys. And my friend said, how do you pick your players? I go, because they're nice people. And he was like, how do you do that? I'm like, I like them.
I just noticed that they opened the Warriors 1.5 on Sunday, and now Houston is now 1.5. They've moved that line 3 points. That's pretty interesting line move.
Wow, that's a lot actually.
Now, Mike, let's first I want you to comment. Jason White said he likes the Lakers. We're gonna just bet you're 18 to 1. I'm just gonna bet it on my phone as soon as the podcast is over. I believe in you. Now, Mike, Jason White likes the Lakers, he's saying, over Minnesota, but you like Minnesota, right, Mike?
It's not that I like Minnesota as much as the fact that I don't like the fact that the Lakers are really not that good a defensive team without Anthony Davis. And you could say, well, they played some good defense down. Yeah, but they also went like 8-9 down the stretch. They gave up like 120 in many games. Minnesota really lit it up. Anthony Edwards looked incredible down the stretch. And the fact that the line opened 140 when they knew everybody was going to bet on Luka and the Lakers, which they did, and moved the line to $2. Like, if they really didn't like Minnesota, the line makers, they just would have opened them $2 because they knew that everybody was they wanted Laker money. So that tells me something. And so that's the thing that scares me. I'm a diehard Laker fan, so of course I'm going to be pulling for the Lakers a lot. But I think Minnesota's going to be tough. Will the Lakers win? Possibly. I mean, I see this going a 7-game series.
Mike, you have no chance on this. And listen, I will never come on the show again if Lakers lose. And I can tell you this. Mike,
I hope you're right, man. I mean,
no, I'm just telling you. Like,
I just know that we're gonna have to hear from fucking Woodley every fucking day if they lose, and I don't want to hear from his ass.
So, you know what? I'll make some sense of this for you guys. At first, I saw the matchup. I was a little pouty. I've got my 150 to 1 T-Wolves to win the championship, 60 to 1 to win the West. I called Jay White. I'm like, oh, they've got no chance. They got the 6. They're already defeated. I even wrote that into our text stream. Then I got a good night's sleep. I came back. I think just completely the other way. I think Minnesota's going to beat them. I think it's going to be very close. This is going to be my number 2 pick. It's Minnesota plus 160 for the series pick right here. Yeah. Plus 160. I do think the size of Minnesota with Gobert in the middle, I think he's going to be a lot of trouble. Hold on one second. Anthony Edwards, I do think this is going to be his coming out party. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out there averaging about 37, 38 points a game. And I think this is going to be maybe the most entertaining series of the first round. So I think we're going to get our money's worth.
Oh, man. This is going to be an entertaining series next to Golden State and Houston. Now, I'll tell you this much. When it comes to the Lakers, I love the Lakers ever since I started going to training camp with Jerry Buss and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to pick this because I'd rather stay on the sidelines with this particular pick. Okay. Cantu, what's your pick? You can give us 1 or 2 picks. 2 is okay. Go ahead.
2, yeah. Well, that was my number 2. It was the series price. Number 1 pick, and I think this is going to be unpopular with you guys. Clippers and Nuggets series. It's minus 110 on the series. Complete coin flip, guys.
My number 1 pick.
I think we're going to be opposite. I like the Nuggets. I like them with the new coach. I think it's going to get everybody back together. They're gonna the Clippers are gonna what's that? The Clippers are gonna have to go play in that high altitude. Kawhi isn't gonna play. See, everybody thinks Kawhi is gonna play all 7 games.
Kawhi's only averaged 28 a game in the last 20 games.
Yeah, but he has to show up, Mike. He's not gonna show up. He's gonna miss a game or two.
Up. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Dude, the Nuggets are so fucking thin. It's a joke.
I love the Nuggets.
They have. I think the best player.
We can have a bet.
I think they have the best player in this tournament. I think Jokic.
Well, they have the best player in the world. Congratulations for that take. Way to go, buddy. Best player in the tournament. He's the best player in the world by 100 miles. What does that have to do with anything?
He's not going to win the MVP. That's going to go to Shea. Some people think Shea's better. Well, you can bet it at plus 1,200 if you'd like Jokic right now. That's the current line. So you're getting 1,000,000 to 1 there on your odds, Mike. So, hey, I don't know. What do you think over there, Phil? What do you think about that pick?
What do you think,
Well,
Phil?
let's hear Mike. So Mike's on the other side of this. Mike, you have any good reasons for this?
I believe the Clippers are the second best team in the West. They might even be, depending of what OKC really is. Like I said, I have OKC as an all-time great team, right? I've been saying this for weeks. 30-1 in the East. But I looked, they were 38-13 in the West, and the Lakers were 36-15, and the Clippers, they are big, they are deep, they have 2 superstars. Like, Harden has never played this good going into the playoffs. Like, he has been,
Mike, yes, he has.
Dude, Harden has been a loser for the last 4 years. All of a sudden, he's been all NBA. He's averaging like career highs in everything. And fucking Leonard's averaging career has been unbelievable the last 28 games.
But will it continue, Mike?
Powell's the 6th man of the year. Zubac's the 3rd best center in the NBA. Yeah. They're good. They're deep. I love the Clippers to win this. I think they're going to win it in 6 games. Maybe even
I'm gonna say that this is the 3rd and 4th best teams right here to me in the West, and so I think it's a great matchup. And I'm leaning a little bit towards the Clippers myself. I'll tell you why. Healthy Kawhi Leonard, we just don't see now. Harden has not shown up for a bunch of playoffs. I've been watching him for a long time. Now then, last year. He seemed to really kind of show up and shine through in I think one of the last 2 games last year, maybe it was 2 of the last 4. He really showed up. So it's kind of unpredictable. We have not seen a healthy Kawhi Leonard, and I think Kawhi is a world beater. So I'm also going to go with the Clippers, but to me, it's just a very close one. Jay White, you have any thoughts about the Clippers playing the Nuggets?
I guarantee the Nuggets, and this is why.
Wait. Are you going to do a Barkley guarantee? I guarantee.
I guarantee.
If you say Kawhi is a nice guy, I'm going to lose it, Jay White.
And this is why. They have something to prove because they got rid of their head coach. They fired him. They got rid of him. They're like the move. Shit. You suck. Listen, I guarantee Joker is coming to play. And it's over.
Yeah, I agree. They got Joker and Murray, and then
they're coming to play.
Braun sucks, and Westbrook's been good.
That's all I'm saying.
And
they can beat anybody.
They ain't beating this team fucking 4 out of 7.
They can beat anybody you want.
There's no team, there's no team I'd rather rely on, though, than the Clippers. They always let you down. No. Yes, they might look good on paper. Yes, they're all healthy. Yes, but in the end, they will let you down. They're all going to start missing games. I've seen it every year.
Cantu,
they only went 15-1 down the stretch.
Going back to 2015,
these guys have something to prove, Philly.
Cantu still thinks it's 2015, exactly.
These guys have something to prove.
Yeah, going back to 2015, the Warriors were not in very good shape to win the title. They won the title, but guess what? The Clippers had big injuries. And so it's something has been impeding Clippers every single year. To your point, Cantu, I agree with you. Now, Cantu's picks. He likes Denver and he likes Minnesota. That's his 2 picks. Jay White gave us 2 picks. Mikey, give us a couple picks.
Well, my number 1 pick is the Clippers to beat Denver. I'm sold on this.
Okay. So we talked about this. So give us your number 2 pick.
Yeah.
And then my number 2 pick in the series is I'm going to go ahead and
I can't wait
I
to
feel
hear
pretty
this.
confident about this. I like Indiana to beat Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee finished the year like winning 7 in a row to end the year or whatever.
It's a horrible pick, Mark.
But I know that I know that Lillard's out.
Mike, can you give
They're-
us the odds, Mike?
I think Indiana's about $1.30.
No,
Plus
it's like
$1.30?
Indiana's minus 190, I think.
Are they that big?
Mark, that's a terrible pick. I don't even know why.
Because
you
it's
would
free
even
money.
pick-
That's why.
Yeah, Indiana's minus 195. Milwaukee's on the comeback at plus 160.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll like to lay the 195. Indiana finished the year that nobody realized this team started 1-9. Okay. They finished the year like 14 games over 500. They came down the stretch. They won 8 out of the last 10 or 11 out of the last 13. They're just, I think you just can't see. Milwaukee won 7 in a row because they went in a desperate mode and they played. But Damian Lillard has deep brain thrombosis, and they're like, oh, he might get cleared to play, right? There's nobody
for
in
the
the
series.
history. There's nobody in the history
I
of the
agree with
NBA
you.
that's ever come back from deep brain thrombosis in a 1-month period, doing from blood thinners. Okay, so he won't be back for 6 months. It's a life-threatening blood clot disorder.
Yeah.
And there's just no way that this team is deep enough with Halliburton, Turner, fucking Pascal Siakam. This team's just so much better. I think Indiana wins it in 5.
Mike, I like. I'm gonna weigh in and say that I like your pick a lot. And Halliburton is just tough, and they're big favorites, so it's not like a big surprise that we're picking them. But I think, you look. I saw an article today about Lillard, and it said, oh, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but they're not going to put somebody's life at risk.
I thought
for
the same
this.
thing when I saw this, and we haven't even discussed this, and we're all
it's
kind of
ridiculous.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Mike. I kind of went back and forth on my top 2, and this was like a third pick. I almost picked as my top 2 Indiana at minus 195. I'm not a believer in the Bucks, and to be honest, I actually, right when the odds came out, Indiana was 120 to 1 to win it all, and it's a big price. I was just going to kind of take them on my other side.
They could definitely play the Eastern.
And they were like
can't play in
60.
the,
They were 60 to 1 to win the East. And or maybe it's 40 or 50 to 1. But it's a lot. And I thought to myself, man, if there's one team that I think that could do it, it's Indiana that could somehow get past Boston.
I mean, do you remember
and
last
Cleveland.
year that the whole team got injured in game 1? They end up getting swept, but like Indiana had the lead with like under a minute to go. Halliburton got injured, another guy got injured, and then they ended up getting swept. And even though they got swept without Halliburton and without somebody else, they still like had the
played
lead
hard.
or was within like a couple points going to the fourth quarter in every game.
Yeah, they played hard.
in the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference Finals last year. And so this team healthy is they will challenge Boston. Do I think Boston will win in 6? Probably, or maybe even 7, but if Indiana healthy and they're gonna give Boston headaches. Trust me.
Okay,
I say
Jay
they
White.
get their ass kicked by Milwaukee, and it's going to be over. All you guys are wrong.
Well, you get 2 to 1. Good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, you
Yeah.
can get $1.60 on that, Jay White. So
Yep, sounds
Um,
good. I'm
okay,
in.
all right. I'm gonna say that right now today, I just looked it up 20 minutes ago at DraftKings. You get the Warriors at 21 to 1 to win the NBA title. As you'll recall, people faithful to this pod, about 4 weeks ago, I said, guys, I'm betting the Warriors at 60 to 1.
Yeah.
And I gave that pick to the pod, and everybody
You
laughed
gave it
at
at like
me
their
even at
peak
60
worst
to 1.
of. I got to give you credit, Phil. You took them at just about their peak worst odds wise.
So
when you
you're
took
going to
that.
make 60 grand? 60 grand, Phil?
Yeah, that's right. But now at 20 to 1, I'm thinking of 21 to 1. I'm thinking about betting just a little bit more on this.
I would.
So
If I was you, I would.
So I just want to say this. I was with, you guys know that I was playing poker with Draymond Green at his place, and I was talking about, the probabilities. And here's what he said that I thought was so smart. And of course, the geniuses that exist on our thread who don't know basketball like he does all immediately had some schneid remark, whatever. But Draymond said this: when you have a great defensive team and they have a chance to lock into the same team over and over and over again, they learn all their tendencies, they learn to take stuff away. And Draymond is a great poker player, and he moves that team around really well. And he even said it last night. He said, I'm really looking forward to our first strategy call on Houston. And then they asked Steph Curry about that in the press conference, and Steph said, yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. So I look at Oklahoma, and yeah, they've been the best team in the regular season. It's true, but
Best team in history. They broke the record, the largest margin of victory, 12.9 per game in NBA history, by the way.
No one
Okay,
cares.
but they don't have the best record in history.
Doesn't matter.
That's a team
Doesn't
called the
matter.
Warriors.
Yeah,
from
there's only been 3
2017.
teams that's had a better record.
Whatever, Mike. That is the
Doesn't
regular
matter.
season where you play a different team every night. This is the playoffs, and I believe in Draymond. So I believe he's sharp. I believe he knows what he's talking about. So anyway, 21-1. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying that's great math, great odds. So that's my number 1 pick. Thoughts on that? Anybody? Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean,
Jason White, give us your thoughts on that.
go ahead.
Well, I already said Golden State's my number 1 pick, other than the Lakers. I said the Lakers are good too, but I said whoever wins between Golden State and the Lakers is going to win it all.
But I'm not
that's
sure
the
they
bottom
play each
line.
other. Well, what
Yeah,
are the
they do.
seeds
They would
Yeah,
if they
do.
both won.
They will.
in the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's whoever wins that is going to win it all, in my opinion. I don't
Okay.
think anybody else can beat them. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Mike.
I mean, I'm not going off of OKC. They're an all-time great team. They have size. They have the best defense in the NBA.
Mike, that's
They got
not
the
what we're
best
asking.
player.
We're not saying
I
we're
mean,
not asking you to pick the
But
champion.
I was really high on the Warriors after you made that pick, Phil, at 60-1. But like I was watching Nick Wright today on his show, and I completely agree with him. The fact that they lost a game they had to win to a team that's lost like 15 out of 17 in the Spurs about 5 days ago. Then they lost a must-win game to get in against the Clippers, and then they literally, if John Morant doesn't go down, they probably blow this game against Memphis. I don't like the way they close the season. I think that people are really, really underrating Houston. They are young, and that has a lot to do with it. But if you really, you take away the top 3 players in the division, which in the round, which goes to Curry, Butler, and Draymond. After that, after those 3, the Rockets have the best players at all the way the next 6, the rest of the field. I mean, the
No, they
Warriors don't
don't.
have shit. So I also am not I'm a really, and you've heard this on the podcast many times, I'm a big believer that the bookmakers don't come out with stupid numbers unless they know something, which is why I kind of really worried about my Lakers. They opened at 140, knowing they knew everyone was going to bet the Lakers, right? They opened this at 188, and it got bet up to 2-1. And so they knew, again, we were all talking about in our thread, what are they going to open the series? And a good friend of mine who's really knows a lot about booking sports and about what the lines are going to be, he thought that they'd
Even.
open Houston at -120.
Or
So he
even,
was way
yeah.
off. So
We were all
that-
stunned.
yeah,
The numbers were coming out as the game ended, and we were all stunned. We're like, what? The Lakers?
I couldn't even believe it. So
the
like,
Warriors are 2-1 favorites?
so I was really leaning a lot towards Houston, and you got a better number, but I don't like going against the bookmakers aren't stupid, you know.
So Mike,
I'm
so
gonna
all
pass
that
on
to say, Mike, do you like my pick at 21-1?
No, I think you could make them 2 million to 1. They couldn't win the title.
Okay, I want to say this, Mike, and then I'm going to go to Cantu.
What are you
because
talking about, Mike?
I don't even know what he's talking about right now.
That is insane.
And let me and
That's
hearing
my opinion.
Jay
I don't
White
believe
and
they
Cantu,
have any chance.
Jay White and Cantu, I wish you guys could hear the conversation Mike and I had 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, but they were bringing back a whole other team, and they had a lot of injury, and the other team had a lot of injuries.
They got the best team ever.
I wish you could hear the conversation we had 2 years
Best
ago.
team ever.
on the
This isn't
phone.
2015, Jay White. They have
listen.
They have Curry, who's 37. They have Butler, who's 37, and they have
No, Butler's
Draymond, who's
35.
36.
Butler's 35.
Butler's
Let's not
almost
age him.
36,
They got
and the other guy's
best team.
36.
They got
Draymond.
the best team they could ever have. And
Yeah,
they got
okay.
the best thing they can run with.
Now you guys interrupted me.
System.
Let me finish, please.
Go ahead.
It was about 2 years ago when I got on the phone with Mike and I realized, wow, the Warriors are at 18-1. I think they might win. And
Yeah.
Mike started screaming impossible. He used the word impossible like 30 times. And I was so entertained, I kept on the phone with him for 32 minutes. I looked at the phone call. He shouted impossible 1,000 times that they could win the championship. Okay.
They ain't winning
Now,
this
here's
year.
the funny thing. I called him back the next day and I said, Mike, I know you had a bad med day yesterday, but you kept telling me the word impossible. And he started screaming it again for another like
got
10
no
minutes. I
shot.
couldn't take it. I finally hung up. The Warriors.
I was on.
Mike,
I was
let me
on board
finish.
with you. I was on
Mike,
board
let
with
me
you 3
finish.
weeks ago.
You
Not now.
said the Warriors, you said it was impossible, but they won the championship that year. And then afterwards, when I called you out for saying it, you said, well, that's because I thought they were going to play Phoenix. Phil, they swept Dallas. I believe it was 4-0.
I said if they play Phoenix, they were drawing dead, and then you changed you came up with this whole story that I never said.
That's not what
then-
you kept saying
I
impossible,
said they
Mike.
have no chance against
Just
Phoenix.
like
The
you
matchup
said,
was terrible.
impossible 1 minute
Listen,
ago. No, we
the
have it
only
on
thing-
tape.
Let me tell you what the Warriors got going for them here, okay?
No, you
is
said 2
the
million to
matchup
1.
against Houston is really good, and then the matchup against the Lakers is really good. They get to avoid the big teams like the Clippers and Denver, okay, and OKC, okay? But the thing is OKC is going to cakewalk themselves into the Western Conference Finals, where the Warriors are going to be they would be so dead if they got past both of them that I just don't think they have any chance.
Cantu, what do you think of my pick, Golden State Warriors 21-1?
I like it. I think there is a little value there, but I also think not just off your Warriors. I think they're set. Take out the Grizzlies. I don't think the Grizzlies can do it. I think the top 7 teams. I can't ever remember a year where I thought, 7 teams could. Do I think they're going to? No, but they could make at least the finals. I'm not saying win it all, but they could at least make it. So there's some very good teams in the West. I
liked it till I liked the Warriors a lot till I watched the last like 10 days where they don't look right. You know what I mean?
They were just fucking off, Mike.
Fucking off?
No, yeah,
Okay.
they're just fucking off.
Yeah,
Trust
okay.
me.
Yeah, if John
We're
Morant
still-
if John Morant don't get injured, they're playing the
Listen,
last play-in to get to the 8th seed.
Listen,
Mike
man,
just
when
gives
Steph
them the
wants to
win. You
play-
don't just get the
Mike
win.
gives him the win. If
When
John
Steph
Morant were
play,
healthy,
They took the lead when Morant got injured, dude, and they still
Hey.
almost blew it.
Listen, he was playing a 1-3 no limit. He didn't give a shit. Like when he's ready to play, they'll play.
Yeah,
he was ready to
right.
play. How many points did he have, Jay White? 38 points.
37. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
That
I-
game
and so
against the
that's-
Spurs, yeah, I mean, sure, do you want to win it? Yeah, but again, it wasn't that big of a game. It wasn't the playoffs.
They don't
People
care.
are still going out. They're still partying. They're not
are.
taking
Blew
it
a
serious.
20-point lead
It's-
yesterday, guys.
Hey, Mike,
It's
Blew a
just-
they were
20-point
in trouble
lead
with us.
It's
to a team of
regular.
backups, man.
And they still won. They blew a 20-point lead in today's NBA. That's nothing, and they still won. It wasn't even that close down the
You know,
stretch.
you want to talk about value. Value is getting like the plus 160 on fucking Houston. There's value. But
Well, you made your pick. I'm going to give my
fuck you,
second
sir.
pick if you guys are ready, okay?
Oh,
It's
go
going to
ahead,
be a
Phil.
game.
Please.
It's a Friday night game. I am taking the Dallas Mavericks plus 6.5 points. At this second, that's what it is.
I
Don't
like
argue
it.
with me, Mike. Over the Memphis Grizzlies. And I think that Davis is going to have a great game. I think Dallas is completely underrated. Now, I took, and I think I said this on the podcast, I took 5.5 to 1 that Dallas would make the playoffs. and they blew them out this game. So I can probably hedge a little bit on that game.
Let me tell you something. What does that show you about this? Okay, so this Sacramento game opened 4.5. It went off today at 6. Okay, now you're trying to tell me Memphis team that won 48 games, right? They struggled a little bit down the stretch, but Ja also missed 6 out of the last 8 games, right? Is now only a half a point better than Sacramento, who was 40 and 42 or something like that, or 39 and 43. Like they're what a joke.
So Mike, what's your point? We've got the Dallas Mavericks at Memphis, and Dallas is getting 6.5. I like Dallas as well. Okay, both of us like Dallas.
I love Memphis.
The only thing here about this game here is the rookie Edey. He's big, and he's going to be able to neutralize a lot of the Dallas size. Where tonight, Sabonis was just eaten alive by all 3 of them, and that's why Dallas made that trade, right? Like you had Lively at center, God. You had Gafford at center. They moved fucking Davis to the 4, and Sabonis was eaten up tonight. He was.
Hold on, Mike.
terrible.
Are you saying this is the good choice that they made on trading Luka for Anthony Davis for Luka? That this is the reason right here?
Yeah, they held the team under 100 fucking points. This is what defense was.
I guess this is what they were trying to do. So on the game tonight, it had just finished. I actually took at the end of the first quarter, or about the end, I got Sacramento was up 2 or 3 points, and I got plus 6.5. And I was actually surprised. I was like, wow. Plus 6.5 Dallas. I grabbed it and just happened to be from that point on. It was nice. Dallas pretty much just went on a run the rest of the game.
Clay went off, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God. Clay looked like old Clay.
He hit like 5 threes in a row. He finished with 18 and had 16 in the third quarter.
Clay might be the best ever streak shooter for a short period of time I've ever seen. He's had those quarters where he scored like 26 in a quarter, 26. I think he had a 29 in a quarter.
He had a 37 the year I won DraftKings all their contests. I had him.
Or was it even? It might have even been 30 something. He has had
37 and a quarter. I believe that's right.
Yeah, that's the record.
And I remember watching that game. I was thinking it was 29, but it was 37. I've just seen him hit shots consecutively that I feel like he's the best streak shooter I've seen for short periods of time.
This guy Brandon Williams off the G League, he went off tonight too. He had like 14 in the first half.
Well, I couldn't believe it. Mike, they said that he averaged over, if he played 2 more games, he would on the scoring title in the G League 30.5 games.
Yeah.
He was just scoring at will. I'm like, who is it? Never heard of this guy.
I was reading that Jason Kidd's really high on him. And so granted, they don't have Kyrie, and which is everybody's like, well, they got no chance, no Kyrie. But I'm going to tell you right now, what I watched today, which was just an absolute dominant on both sides of the ball. And the way that Memphis kind of faded down the stretch, I mean, I like the points. Do I think Memphis might win? Yeah, they're 6.5 point favorites, but I like the points. I'm with you, Phil. I didn't know. I was waiting for the line when we started the podcast, and it wasn't up yet because that was going to be my number 1 pick. So I like it.
By the way, I'm really high. This wasn't out when we started the podcast either. I'm really high on that pick. I absolutely love the Mavs tomorrow. I think it is going to come down to the last possession in that game. I don't know who wins, but I love 6.5 points.
I'm going against all of you guys.
That's all right. We like it. We don't
all the way.
We don't. By the way, there's not very many. Jay, you're new to this podcast.
Are you going against us because somebody's a nice guy?
I love you, Phil. I love you, Phil.
Love you too, Jason.
Okay, I gotta. By the way, I have somewhere I want to go now, and I got to bring up a little backstory here with Jay White. So Jay White's from Charlotte. He's lived there, and we always mess with him in our group chat because his local teams are the Panthers and the Hornets. I mean, you want to talk about misery. And so we like to mess with him. Now, Jay White has just moved to Orlando, and now he gets the Magic, and he gets the Buccaneers. So now he's trying to do it. We give him 2 teams over there. Now, I got to ask him, do the Magic have any chance against the Celtics? Here's the current odds. It's 50 to 1. It's 50 to 1. It's minus
Let me tell you something.
5,000.
The Magic had a lot of injuries all year.
I think we got a shot.
They're
Okay,
going to
there
win.
you
They're going to
go.
win a game. They're going to win a game, I think.
No, I think we got a shot, kid.
A shot. You can bet it at
Van
16
Carroll
to
Jalen
1.
is
Suggs, if
superstar.
Jalen Suggs was healthy, I think they would have a much better
Van
shot.
Carroll is a superstar, but yeah, I mean, just Boston.
The
Just has
loss
too
of
much,
Jalen
man.
Suggs really hurt this team this year. He's a stud, man. And then I mean,
And
half
they-
their
and they
team was
lost,
injured all year.
And they
And then
lost
Cole
Franz
Anthony.
Wagner.
Cole Anthony was out almost all year. He came back last game and had a big game.
Franz Wagner's out. I don't think he came back either. I haven't
he's
looked
been
at the
back.
Magic too much.
Yeah,
Is he
he's
back?
been
Okay.
playing great. Yeah, he's playing great.
Well, listen, I can tell you, it's worth a $1,000 bet. You could win 26,000 for 1,000. So it's not a bad bet.
You could also take that $1,000 and give it to a homeless person on the street so they can do something with
That
it.
is true.
because
I like that
They're
better.
drawing dead.
I like that better. They
I'd
are
rather
drawing
give
dead.
that 1,000 to a
Even in
homeless
Boston,
person.
I don't care if Tatum is out for the
I'm
series.
sorry.
They're still not winning that. I mean,
No.
give it to a homeless person.
We got to give back to the people.
Guys, now I think is a perfect time. I've got to tell you guys about Edge Boost. We got to get our sponsor in. Smart bettors earn up to 0.5% cash back on all of your deposits and withdrawals with the Edge Boost Visa debit card. You can move $250,000 a day on your Edge Boost Visa debit card and earn cash back on every transaction. Edge Boost is the first dedicated bank account for gamblers. 100% approval for all sports betting, casino, and sweeps, both online and brick and mortar. Edge Boost is the first financial platform for smart bettors and includes a suite of budgeting and responsible gaming tools to play smart. It's a no-brainer. Start earning today at edgeboost.bet. That's edgeboost.bet.
Nice.
Okay, guys,
That's
I'm
pretty
looking up right
amazing.
now as we speak. I'm looking up some of the over-under numbers to see if I can come up with one more bet here. And I'm specifically interested in, it's not posted yet, unfortunately. No, it's not posted yet. I was trying to find out what Anthony Davis's number would be Friday night on the over-under points.
I
Today
agree.
had him
I
at
like
26
him
and a
on the
half.
overs too.
Yeah, I had him at 26.5, and I think he had, it could be his last shot. It could be his last shot as a Maverick, and I think he's just going to come out fighting.
You know, one of the reasons
What do you mean by
I like that. One of the
Go
bigger
ahead.
reasons why I like Dallas and this week is I saw a big article from Mark Cuban yesterday. It's the first time he's come out since the Luka trade and wrote this big thing on X today, and he talked about Dallas Mavericks fans, you guys got to get behind your team. It's got to. I'm no matter what happens, I'm all in on Dallas. He goes, I promise you that this team will bring 100% today, and if they win today, the next day to get into this playoffs, and he was really, really building his team up. Yeah, it's easy to say, but he's not he's the minority owner now, and he was really. I just think that they're healthy now, minus Kyrie Irving, and if you really think about where I thought they were going to be after the trade, which I thought they would be the team to beat in the West, just being without Kyrie shouldn't. Memphis really is fading down the stretch.
But you're wrong. You're wrong about this whole thing, and I agree with what you're saying, Mike. You're doing it with your heartfelt. But if you've seen how Memphis played, how they played the last game, come on, man! These guys are coming.
Yeah,
to
well,
play.
that's why I don't like the Warriors because
that's
I don't think
why-
much of Memphis.
Well, I'm saying Memphis could have beat the Warriors, and my point is
They could have beat
Memphis-
Denver in Denver on the back-to-back too if they didn't run out of gas.
But they're going to beat these guys. Is all I'm going to say.
I think they're going to
telling
win.
you
Well,
right
they
now.
might win, Jay. We're
I
taking
do
the
too,
6.5,
but I
though.
just 6.5 points, a lot of fucking
Yeah,
points
so
in the NBA.
you're
playoff
saying you
game.
don't. So we're saying, sure, your team could win by 4. But this Desmond, this Bane has been
Oh my
unbelievable.
God, this guy could shoot.
Bane's
the
a
ball.
beast.
He's a beast. It's
Wow.
unbelievable.
This guy can
You
fucking
watch.
shoot.
You
man.
guys watch. I'm telling you right now,
But
Memphis is going to
You gotta look at so going down the stretch, the last 20 games, Sacramento was bottom 3 in defense, right? And that's another reason why Dallas scored 120 today. And you look at the other team was at the bottom the last 20 games, and
I'm just
it's
telling you,
the Memphis Grizzlies.
He's gonna smoke it.
Memphis scores like 130 a game, but they've been giving up like 130, 129. So,
Yeah. Okay, guys, Cantu, did you give both of your picks?
Yes, I did. But
Okay, Jay White, I need to ask you a question, Jay White. Okay, you are the expert of all experts at NASCAR. Half the NASCAR races, you're on pit row. All the drivers know you. All the drivers love you. So, Jason, what would you say? Who's going to win? Who's going to win the NASCAR Cup this year? And you know what the odds are? Just give us the winner, and we'll figure out the odds as you tell us who it's going to be.
I mean, I got to go with my boy Denny Hamlin, number one, because he's my friend, and I think he can get it done. Number two,
Phil, you didn't comment on that. It's his friend.
Wait, Jason,
he picks it's because it's his friend.
Is he a nice guy, Jason?
He's a nice guy.
I do
He's
love
a nice
Denny
guy.
Hamlin. I do love him.
And the next person, you got to go with Kyle Larson. So, those two guys will be the top two guys. No doubt about it. You're going to have to flip a coin. Who knows what's going to happen? But those are the two guys I would go with right now.
Okay. All right. Now, Jason, when you go to these races, and I know sometimes you ride with Denny, especially when you used to live in North Carolina, you would ride with Denny Hamlin on his plane there, play a little bit of poker sometimes, right? Yeah. Just feels like kind of a good crew of people in North Carolina there. Who else was hanging out with Denny? It was Denny. It was you. Who else was kind of in the group? You guys also had a basketball league, right?
Yeah, well, we have the basketball league tomorrow night. We're going to play some basketball tomorrow at Denny's.
Wait, you're flying to North Carolina just for the basketball league game?
No, I'm actually in Charlotte right now.
Okay.
But I will be at Denny's house tomorrow, for his league. I'm partners, we changed the name from the Big Boys to the Smoke Boys. I'm partners with Denny on his own team. So, we hope to win, and I think we will. We're favored by 7 points tomorrow night. So, we'll see what happens, but I'll definitely send you guys a video. And
Cantu, did you see Jay White play basketball?
Yeah, I did. I went to Denny's house one time and I saw him lacing him up. Jay White likes to take it easy, run the point,
Jay White must be fast, man, like quick.
Hey, this will make you guys laugh a little bit. Don't laugh too hard, but I just read this article. I was reading this article. It says the Lakers used Bronny James and Shake Milton as Anthony Edwards on their scout practice today.
Wow.
Bronny James as Anthony Edwards in their practice. Good luck.
I don't know what that means, Mike.
What it means is like the Lakers are practicing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they used LeBron's son to mimic Anthony Edwards. In other words, he pretended to be Anthony Edwards, and that.
Well, that's a smart move because listen, he's fast and young, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's pretty.
It's like if I was.
But everybody's always making fun of Bronny on this show, so.
I know, but
no, I never said anything bad about Bronny.
Yeah, we don't want to make fun of him. No. We don't want to make fun of him.
Listen. My son Philip III has been playing a lot of poker, and he kind of understands the pressure. Yeah, he's playing really good, but he always has a lot of extra pressure on him, being the son of Phil Hellmuth. He's Phil Hellmuth III,
of the best in the world.
And so the poor kid is, it's not always easy to, but he's handling it well, he's handling it well. All right. Mikey, I'm looking up right now as we're talking, I'm looking up the over-under numbers for the players. Anthony Edwards is 27.5 points.
I love the over.
I love the over.
I love the over
40
too.
At least in 2 of those games,
he
maybe
is.
more.
I think he is gonna go off, and this is gonna really be his come out.
If he goes under, the Lakers just win. It doesn't matter.
So
he's got to score like 35
backing up. But he loves the over. Mike loves the over. I'm surprised. I love the over. So that's a 27.5. Anthony Edwards Plus, who's going to be guarding him? You know,
I mean,
Lucas.
really, are you
Lucas
going to put LeBron on him? I mean, maybe.
maybe. I mean, but Anthony Edwards is he's just that fast. Where LeBron's a little bit older now, and Luka's not known for being super fast. So, what do you think of that pick,
they'll have
Jay White?
LeBron on him probably, but I still think he'll get
Jay
on.
White, we like Anthony Edwards over 27.5 points. You have an opinion? You don't have to have an opinion.
No, my opinion, he's going under. He's going to suck a dick. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Jay White, how about Luka Doncic, 28.5 points, over or under?
Oh, Luka's going over.
I'm going over there too.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. Luka and LeBron, they've been waiting. They have been waiting for this game.
I agree.
They are coming to play hard, baby. It's like Phil Hellmuth playing against Nagano. Like he sucks a dick compared to Phil. Like he doesn't know how to beat Phil.
I'm going with the over too. I'm going to go with the over on
These
Luka.
guys are coming to play.
Yeah.
They ain't got no chance.
I mean, the one you really should like over is that assassin named Austin Reeves. I mean, this guy's averaging like 29 a game over the last like month. And
I would take
and
him
what they've
over
been doing
too.
is they've been keying
Austin
on
Reeves is 20.5 points, Mike. You still
take
like the
him
over?
Yeah,
Put 10,000 on that.
I mean, the thing is the
I'm just
the
saying.
Timberwolves play pretty good defense, but like if they
they're
guard
not going to guard him.
if they guard Luka and LeBron, somebody's got to be open. I don't know,
Okay.
man. Austin's been pretty good.
So you like the over 20.5. Jason White likes it.
love it.
Mike likes it. Now you guys
I like
also
under
the-
on LeBron though. He's only averaged 19 a game since they got Luka.
But you like,
What
like
is the number on
Doncic.
LeBron?
Hold on. You like Doncic over 28.5 too, Mike? The three of us like that.
It's right around the right number. I like the over on the I like Austin Reeves over.
That's 20.5. All right, I like the over too. How about LeBron James at 24.5? You like the under, Mike?
Wait, yeah, he's averaging 19 a game since they got Luka.
I
And
love
he's
the
going to have
over.
to defend Edwards. Okay, he's going to be they're like who are they going to guard more? They have to guard two of them, right? They got to guard Luka. You got to guard LeBron.
He's going to show off, Mike.
I'm gonna go
I know,
over
but
as
it's
well.
show
not gonna
off,
score.
Mike. It's
Score
like
as
great
well.
passes.
Show off. Mike, like,
Dude,
listen,
you guys understand, like the Wolves are one of the best defensive teams. You can't just go over all three of the stars. Okay,
no, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
LeBron is going to go off. He's not going to.
I'm
he's
going
not going to
over
go
on
off
all of them.
scoring. He's going to get
There he is.
assists. He's going to get rebounds. Like he just over the last 20 games, he's
Look at
averaging
play.
19.
He has
Jason
to win
White,
the
just for
game.
the record, Jason, we hate to trap you like this. You really shouldn't say yes. You like over Luka 28.5, over LeBron 24.5, and you like over Austin Reeves at 20.5.
Well, how the hell are you not laying
All
4.5
in one
points?
game.
Because if all three of those guys go over, the Lakers are
By
going
the
to win
way,
by 100.
I like all of them over as well.
Absolutely, Phil.
You like
like
all
them
three
over.
overs in the same game, Jason White.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever bet an NBA game before, Jason?
I'll bet you all three.
You don't have to win all three. You just got to win two.
Yeah, I know. But I'll bet you Phil all three. Whatever
It
you
just
want.
doesn't seem smart to go over on all three of those guys for such big numbers. that's
I'm
all.
telling you, they're all going over.
I like
Okay.
Austin Reeves under if I had to pick one out of the three. I think the superstars are going to come out in game one.
Well, yeah, you're the superstars. You
I
don't
don't think
think Austin
LeBron-
Reeves
I
is a
said
superstar?
No, Austin Reeves is for sure not a superstar.
Dude, he'd be one of
He's
the
a-
top 3 point guards in the league starting point guards in the league on any other team.
Mike, you're going to lose this
Fucking
argument.
good, dude.
Put that on Twitter. Is Reeves a superstar? I mean,
Dude, he
All
is
three
a
of them.
fucking superstar.
All three are going over.
Mike, how many superstars are in the NBA? Just
He's
so
the
I know.
best
Mike.
undrafted fucking player to ever be undrafted
Mike,
in history.
do you want to bet $500 that if you put out a Twitter poll saying Austin Reeves is a superstar,
He is a
you're gonna get over
superstar in the
50%?
making, boys. I promise you, in 3 years, he will be
Now you
considered one of the
changed the
best, if not
language.
the best point guard in the NBA.
You changed the language.
So, Mike,
you
you
said he
don't
was
think
a
he's a
superstar.
I think
the
he's
making.
on his way, buddy. He's incredible. What do you
So
think the
you don't
Lakers are?
think-
off
Do you
your
think the
state?
So he
Lakers are?
doesn't think he's
You
a-
think the Lakers are winning because of Luka? They're winning because Austin Reeves has gone off since they got Luka. That's
And
why
he's
they're
going to
winning.
go off.
Cantu, do you wanna
He's going to
comment?
go off.
Yeah, he's the reason he's getting all that is because I mean, getting all these points now. You know how much defense you have to and focus on LeBron and Luca. I mean,
That's why I like
that's what
over Austin
happens.
Reeves, 20.5.
I actually like him overall too, and I know it's hard to get overall 3. I just
The point is, Cantu.
when
The
Cantu
point is,
talks?
Mike said he's a
his computer.
superstar.
He's
Then
not a
when we offered him
superstar.
a bet, he quickly backed off and said, "Superstar in the making." Mike,
I
what
mean,
is
he's
it?
a star. He's a star. Okay, he is a star. He will be an all-star next year, and you could book that.
Cantu, I hope that your microphone sounds horrible. I'm hoping that when we're listening to this, it's not as bad. But you probably shouldn't comment so much with a bad camera right now.
Yeah,
right.
mute that motherfucker.
Yeah, I agree, Cantu.
Well, you talk over the top every time anyway, Mike. Every time Cantu starts talking, Mike's like, "Well,
Because
let
I
me
hear the
interrupt
static.
you."
I'm trying to drown it out.
Mike, you told me you've had
Well-
3 days of feeling good, which is nice for you. I'm happy.
Yeah, but mentally today's been a disaster. I've been like, I don't know. It's my brain's just racing a lot.
Well, Mike, those 3 are going over, just so you know.
Why don't you parlay it to the Lakers then and lay the 4.5? Because if them 3 go over, it's the Lakers will win by 100.
I'm
That's a good
guaranteeing
bet.
it. It's a guarantee.
And throw a parlay in there.
Yeah.
Mike, today's
That's it.
Wednesday, and unfortunately, I don't think this is going to make it out. Now, I have been very hot on the podcast, giving lots of winners. Unfortunately, my guy Morikawa did not make the top 10, which hurt me. And so when it comes to golf, last year when Scheffler won the Masters, I waited till Friday night, and he was 9-1 to win that golf tournament. He was like 8 shots back. Or maybe it was Thursday, or maybe it was Friday morning that I did this. And he came back and won easily. I won a lot of money betting golf last year. Not as great a start this year. But as I look to this week, Scheffler's the defending champion. And I just have to figure out if McIlroy is going to be in the tournament. It does seem to me that when a superstar wins the Masters, they always kind of come back with like a little dessert. They win the
I
very
got
next week.
a bonus pick for everybody.
Go.
Me and Ben, my friend Ben, we bet we laid $1.90 on Vegas to win the series against Minnesota. Minnesota came down the stretch. Yeah, they won 2 of the last 3, but they are 1-13 in regulation. The last 14 games, they limped home to the finish line, almost blew the playoffs. The fucking Vegas Golden Knights have been on fire. They finished with the 3rd best record all in hockey. We think that this number is way too cheap, even though it's hockey. You know, like 2-1 in hockey is a lot. So we really like Vegas laying 190 against Minnesota, who finished the season 1-13 in regulation.
Okay, nice pick, Mike. I'm looking up the odds right now as we speak. It looks like Scheffler is about 4-1 is the average. Morikawa is 10-1, and then there's Aberg at 12-1. So I'm going to actually bet like $500 on Aberg at 12-1. He looked beautiful. It's just been really fun to watch him. And I'm not going to do anything on Scheffler going into the week, but if Scheffler falls like 5 shots behind and I can get him at like 12-1, I'll bet it. But my golf bet of the week is Aberg at 12-1. All right, Jay White, any final bet for you?
So I would take at a wild bet for Xfinity, I would take Ryan Seagy's 18-1.
Yep. You gave
for
us that.
Xfinity, but I would take Algar. He's only like 2 or 3-1, but he'll probably win. That's for NASCAR, and then for golf, I mean, Aberg is a great pick. I would take him. So there you go.
Okay, Jason White, let me ask you this. Are you going to be filming, like I'm going to Houston. I'm going to be filming on the Poker Go stream. Are you coming with us or no?
Yeah, I don't know if I can make it because I got to go to my
Yeah, don't
dad's
feel any
surgery.
pressure. Don't feel any pressure.
So I don't know if I can
We
make
were
it
talking
yet.
about the lineups to invite to Houston. Now we're talking about a Champions Club social in Houston where there's Poker Go. And I was talking to Brent Hanks about the lineups, and he said, Jay White's name came up, and we said, Jay White is the biggest VIP at Champions Club social. Of course we invite him. I said, he might not be able to make it. Now I can tell you the sober Jay White tends to win. But Jay
Of
White
course.
with a few drinks in him doesn't seem to do as well.
Hey,
do as well.
I do what I do, but I mean, I only learn from the best. So, whatever it is, I'll
It's a
I'll try
pleasure to
make
always
it,
have you around, Jay White. Okay,
you know-
guys. Now, I think we're going to wrap it up here now. Okay, so I just want to say this. Thank you for coming on board, Jay White. We appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike, I'm not going to give Cantu the final word. His microphone is messed up. Mike, final word of the week.
Yeah, go Lakers. I'm a big Laker fan. It's going to be a tough there, and I'm an anti-Clipper fan, but I really believe that this team is legit. So let's hope my number one pick wins.